Welcome to the CL Brown Show. I am your host, CL Brown, columnist with the Louisville Courier-Journal. On this episode of the show, I'll have University of Louisville wide receiver Dacari Collins. Collins has had stops at Clemson and NC State, and we will talk about the Cards making their first ACC road trip of the season to Pitt on Saturday. I also talk with University of Kentucky tight end Josh Kattus. Talk to him about growing up in a football family where his brother is also at Kentucky with him. He has a brother at Clemson, and their dad played at the University of Michigan and in the NFL. So we're going to skip over CL Sounds Off and jump right into these interviews. And now I have joining me on the show Dacari Collins, wide receiver with the University of Louisville. Dacari, first I want to start with, you played at Clemson, you played at NC State, now at Louisville. What was your impression of University of Louisville football when you were at those other places?
I mean, I always looked at Louisville as a big school, big name. Like, I've been watching Louisville since Kevin Ware, so it's been a long time. They actually offered me in high school. And, just playing them throughout the years, I played them once. I played them my freshman year, twice, I'm sorry. Played them my freshman year, and then I played them at NC State. We lost. So, they have players, and always been a good program that loves to compete. And, what more can I say? From the people that have came from this program, Mar Jackson, Jair Alexander, just different guys that have represented the program the right way, and that's pretty big. And one thing for me that I looked at once I got in the portal the second time was just a great program that loves to compete at a high level, and an offense that is very explosive and gives receivers a chance to show what they can do for their team.
All right, and you mentioned Kevin Ware. So he's from Westlake, Georgia, too, right? Or he went to Westlake High School too, right?
Not that I know of. He probably
Okay.
did. I don't know. I was a kid, just watching basketball.
Yeah.
Just remember seeing Louisville Cardinals, growing up and just seeing them in basketball and football. So, I always knew who they were.
Yeah. Well, what has the transition been like? Obviously, you left Clemson, went to NC State, so you're used to being, in one respect, a new kid in a different situation, having to learn a new system. What was the transition like coming here from NC State?
Well, it wasn't as bad for me. I was more excited than anything. I got to graduate in May and just got down here like the next week after, just meeting the guys, meeting Midler, Colin, Chris. And it's been good for me ever since I got here, just attacking every day and trying to learn the offense. And, I think that just has come with over time and just being more comfortable in their position for this program and the way they run their offense.
Yeah, we hear a lot about Coach Brown's playbook, and how big it is and how many plays and everything. How can you put it in perspective? Like, is it thicker than what you had to learn at Clemson and State? Like, is it not necessarily more complex, but just more to it?
No, there's a lot more to it. I say from NC State to here, there's definitely a difference within our play calling, the way they call their plays, the way I have to know what I'm doing, signals, everything is very up tempo. We do huddle, but I think it's a fast offense, and when he wants it to be, and there are a lot of plays. There's a lot of formations, just stuff to get you ready for the next level, pretty much, and that's what I needed, that challenge. And just been challenging myself to learn the offense as fast as I can, to do what I can for my team.
What's that process like, trying to learn the playbook? Is it literally sit down and study like that, or?
That's a lot of it. You do have to study a lot, like off the field. But I think more so just getting those reps with the guys and just watching it on film helps a lot too. And just every day doing the same thing, you'll get it over time. It just comes naturally.
Yeah, has there been a past Louisville receiver that you saw on film? Like, in helping you learn the offense, do you watch old films of Louisville plays, or is it more so you're already in it and you're watching stuff that you've done from spring practice and, whatever you did in fall camp and that kind of stuff?
No, so I got here in May. So I got here after the spring.
After spring, yeah.
But just coming in, just trying to learn every play that I can, every formation, um, just watching film with Miller and the receivers. And like I said, just repetition. Like that helps everything. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, what's it been like working with Coach Deion Branch, knowing you have a former Super Bowl MVP and all that knowledge as a resource for you?
It's been fun, man. He's a great guy. He's a great dude. He's about the right stuff. He knows the position well. I mean, as you can see. But no, this is his first year. But I mean, he's doing a great job of teaching us and helping us hone our skills on the position, and just giving us the best shot to be successful.
Yeah. 4 catches, 84 yards in the win over Bowling Green, including a 36-yarder that you caught. Could have had a touchdown.
Yeah, gotta be more aware. Be more aware.
What is it like just as that being maybe a springboard for you having those regular kind of numbers moving forward?
I'm very excited, man, to keep helping my team, any way that I can, whether that be catching the ball or doing whatever, go block a safety or do whatever. But just making the most of the opportunity when it comes to me, just doing what I can. Like, just make the play. That's what I tell myself. Like, you're born for this, you made for this, you're a dog, go make the play. So that's what I tell myself before every play.
Yeah. Now, I haven't seen it so much, but will you be used in multiple, like, will you line up in the slot sometimes? Will you be outside? Like, how much, I don't know, how many options do you have in this offense in terms of where you might be positioned?
It just depends on the formation. Whether it be trips or it be like ace, it just depends on the formation. I could be anywhere. But, just wherever, my coach and Deion wants me. I think that's the major thing, just being there, being available for them whenever they need me.
How have you gotten in kind of a rhythm with Miller Moss, and what is the process like between a receiver and a quarterback to try, especially both of y'all weren't here last year,
I think the biggest thing is just that we know football. Like we're the old heads now. Been doing this thing for a long time, so just repetition, and you just know how to play football. So just catch the ball. That's pretty much it, and doing everything I can, being there for my quarterback, make him look good always, and help my team. It's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Now I look back, you only played Pitt one time in your career.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of funny to be in the ACC 4 years, but what do you expect? Coach Brown talked about kind of the physicality that they have, that they expect out of their corners, and how they press a lot and that kind of thing. What do you expect in Saturday's game from their defense?
I know they're a good defense, good program. High tenacity defense. Corners are long. Like Rashad Battle, he's from the crib, so I know him. I know how he plays.
You played against him in high school too?
Yes, sir. He went to Creekside High School. I went to Westlake High School. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a good game. I like us to come out on top though, for sure, and just get out there and have fun.
Yeah. What has it been like for you in Louisville in general, just getting used to this community, this city, this university?
It's been okay. As far as finding things to do outside of ball. We have like bridges, we have the lake, the Louisville River, a lot of good food places, normal stuff, movies, mall, different things like that. But I know one thing I do want to get more into is doing like community service stuff before I leave. Maybe whether that just be go see some kids at a school, or donate to a Boys and Girls Club, or just find anything to leave an impact, small impact, just to help people.
Yeah, why is that important to you?
Because I've been blessed, and I've been blessed to make it this far, and I've been blessed with a lot of things, and football has granted me those things. And why not? Why not give back? Why not be that person to somebody that wants to look up to you and be about the right things, and that'll feel good on my heart.
Is that something you had a chance to do much of at NC State or Clemson?
Not publicly. At NC State, I definitely always donated a lot of my clothes, a lot of things to Boys and Girls Club, or just a little donation drop off to any spot. I did that a lot. And then like we had within our collective at NC State, like we would work with special needs programs and, you know, just help kids. And I think that was pretty big for me just to see how blessed you are. And, you know, I think, you know, it's a good deal. It helps me out mentally just to be grounded and, you know that you're blessed.
And moving forward, what do you want to tell the people? What can we expect from Dacari Collins as ACC play starts up in the rest of the season?
That they're gonna get a show, man. Just love to compete, man. Like when that ball come my way, like I'm gonna get that thing, like 80-20 for sure. And you know, I just love to play. Been doing this all my life, and just doing anything I can to help my team.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining the show. Dacari Collins, wide receiver, University of Louisville. And now I'd like to welcome to the show University of Kentucky tight end Josh Kattus. Josh, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem. I'm excited to be on here. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. I don't know that anybody's told me they're excited, so that's good. I like that kind of energy. So let's start with your family, man. I mean, you grew up in a football house. That's the very definition of a football household. Your father, Eric, played at Michigan, also played in the NFL. He played with Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, right? That was his quarterback. Sir. He was also a tight end. Your brother, Tucker, is an offensive lineman at Clemson. Your other brother, Justin, is with you there at UK. So if you can kind of take me through what it was like, when did you first love football? Was it something that your dad, did he make you guys play, or was it something that you guys saw his love of the game and it was just kind of a natural transition that you gravitated to it?
Mm-hmm. I think at first I was into whatever any kid was, like Mario Kart, playing your DS, all that stuff at first. But I think around fourth grade is kind of when I picked up and decided to play football. I tried to ask my dad if I could play earlier than that, and he would not let me play because he didn't even end up playing football till like he was in eighth grade because he was always into soccer and all that stuff. But he finally let me play, and then I loved it ever since. I originally actually was kind of we were just kind of a sports household. So I liked playing basketball. Like I went to my high school to play basketball, but I'd always like grown up loving the sport of football. And in the back of my mind, always knowing I wanted to do what he did. And that was kind of the same for my brothers as well. And they kind of followed in my footsteps. But my dad did not care personally if we played football or not. He loved the game. It did a lot of great stuff for him, but he was more of a guy that just wanted us to find what we were passionate about. And if that was being a singer or a dancer or doing ballet, whatever it may be, like he wanted us to do what made us happy. But I think just growing up and watching what football did for him and how it set him up for his life, like that's just something that we all inspired to do. So he just wanted us to do what made us happy.
Yeah. So who would you say among your siblings, who's like the best athlete out of you three?
I think the youngest, Tucker, who's at Clemson, has potential to be one of the like a really, really, not that we're not good football players, but to be the best one, I think. I mean, he is like I remember always knew he was going to be tall, but I remember I went away to Lexington, obviously, for my after I graduated high school, and I still had probably about an inch on him. And I remember coming back in the summer, like visiting a few months later, and I mean, this dude was like I was looking up to him, like he was like probably 6'5.5", maybe he's in 6'6". He's a big boy, and he's really talented. I think even his high school coaches said since he got there on freshman, like he had potential to be one of the best offensive linemen to play for St. Xavier. And I think we all know he has potential to, I think he can be a big time NFL player for a
Yeah.
long time if he keeps working hard and he stays the course, and that's what he's doing. So I think the baby always kind of exceeds the older brothers.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the youngest in my family too, so I I know how that goes. So, does he play an offensive lineman because he doesn't have any hands though? Do you have
He
that
kind
over
of does
him?
have hands. I actually, if he's trimmed down a little bit, I think he could be a tight end. He just was always so big.
Yeah.
Like he got to his freshman year and he was 280 pounds, and it was kind of known he was gonna play offensive line. He likes to eat. That's really it. I like to eat, but he likes to eat on a whole different level.
Yeah, yeah.
But he can actually catch pretty well. I'll actually give it to him.
Okay. What's it like having your brother Justin there with you in Lexington and what was that recruitment like? Like did you kind of wield that brotherly influence over him like come on over here to UK or what was it really the best fit for him too?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. Like I think we were obviously looking what was going to be the best fit for him and looking in and exploring his options. And then also part of me was like, hey man, like love to have you in Lexington. Coach Stoops loves you. The coaching staff here loves you. Like, come on, man, this would be a really good opportunity. We'll get to play together. We'll get to go through all these cool moments together. But it was a little bit of a mix of both. Like, obviously, he has to do what was best for him, but he ended up obviously making the right decision and coming here. But honestly, so far, it's been a dream come true. And, we actually live together too, along with two other guys. And like just getting to go through this cool time in your life, this like small time frame of your life and together, and it is really cool. And getting to experience wins together, losses, going through fourth quarter drills, doing our running hills, all that stuff. Like it's just really been a neat experience. And as much as I can be a role model for him, that's my goal. Just kind of pave the way as much as I can for him. So.
Yeah. Has there ever been a scenario since you guys have been at UK together where y'all had to hit each other, special teams drills or something? I don't know when it would come up, but have y'all ever had that?
Maybe in like some special teams drills. I'm trying to think of any specific moments, but I do know like before the games they'll have we'll kind of do some sort of like run blocking drill before the game to set our pads. And he always ends up being the one I gotta fire off on, and I make sure to give him a good pop, show show him who the big brother is. And no, we for with him playing tight end, not much, but there has been a few moments like that.
Yeah, yeah. So I want to transition to something you actually kind of mentioned before, and you just threw it in there talking about your dad would have supported whatever you guys did, and you mentioned um, uh, I don't know if you said dancing or ballet, how you put it, but you've been with the charity to help raise money, the Dancing with the Stars in Lexington, and you were recognized and named to All State's Good Works team for your work in the community, work off the field. So, how did you get involved with the fundraiser? And also, I know you do some work with the Children's Hospital as well. If you can kind of take me through what has got you connected to the community to give of your time and try and help those charities.
Yeah, I think the Dancing with the Stars thing was kind of interesting. I had met this girl named Maddie Lewis, who is an incredible person, kind of through doing some other community work. And she came to me one time and she was like, hey, I kind of have this interesting opportunity, was wondering if you'd want to do it. And then I had no idea what she was going to say. I really had no idea. That was like the last thing I was expecting her to say was Dancing with the Stars Lexington. And that's what she said. And I honestly was like, I'm always willing to try new things and get out of my comfort zone. And I said yes. And, look at it, look where it went. It raised a bunch of money. And that's kind of what I wanted to do it for, was to raise the money and to get out of my comfort zone. And we had a lot of success there, and I'm glad it worked out. And then so much so that I got asked to do it again the next year. So I was a two-year dancing. I'm a 2-year dancing with the Star vet, and we raised probably around $50,000 for these different charities that Lexington Dancing with the Stars had supported. And then the Children's Hospital was just something I've always thought about doing. I had a We had a tight end here, obviously, that everyone knows a few years ago, named CJ Conrad, who would make frequent visits to the Children's Hospital. I want to say they called it, was it like Tuesdays with CJ, something like that. And just hearing about that kind of inspired me to do something like that and continue on his legacy that he left. And so we started going. I started going with Marcus Cox, and we'd sprinkle in other guys there as well. And we were just going and taking some time out of our busy week and just getting away from football and trying to help other people. And as much as our goal is to put a smile on their face, they put a smile on our face, and they just what they're going through and how they keep a smile on their face through the face of adversity. Like, who are we to ever be like ungrateful for what we have, and like that's what it's all about. So I'm super thankful that we get to do it and get to spend time with some of these kids.
Yeah, going back to the dancing for a second, you said you like to get out of your comfort zone. Does that mean you can't dance and that's out of your comfort zone, or is it
I feel
more
like
like
my
the
mom says I
spotlight?
can dance, but I don't know if that's actually true or not, because she's just my number one supporter. But I'm not bad at dancing. I've never like would classify myself as a dancer, but it definitely was out of my comfort zone. Like I get nervous, a little bit nervous before football games, but I don't remember ever getting as nervous as I did before going out there and dancing in front of 500 people. So I think after watching the video back, I was a little bit surprised that I think I did a little bit better than what I thought I would do.
Okay, okay. I know you guys say the eye in the sky doesn't lie, so if you watched it back, you did all right.
Mhm.
Well, I want to transition to the game on Saturday, going to South Carolina, second SEC game for you guys. Obviously came up a little short in that Ole Miss game. What do you see as the biggest challenge of taking this team on the road for the first time this year and trying to come back with a win?
Yeah, I think you just said it. We have 50 new guys, and I think there's nothing like playing in an SEC road game, right? So how are we going to handle that challenge of communicating with each other and our signal operation and all that? Like, but that's stuff we thankfully have gotten ahead of with that bye week. Getting able to get some of the plays and new thoughts and ideas down last week, and getting a head start like that helps us a lot going into a Monday or a Tuesday practice. We do like crowd noise. We'll play some crowd noise during practice to kind of get used to it as well. I think every road game is just a good opportunity, and you're going to face some adversity. You're going to face some momentum shifts and stuff, and we just got to handle it well. And I think we have a lot of good leaders on this team and guys who have played in the SEC elsewhere that have probably had to overcome those same moments. And how can we just stay composed and those momentum shifts that go on throughout a big SEC road game?
Yeah, do you have any special advice to Cutter Boley? He's going to be making his second start at quarterback, but I believe this will be his first road start as as starting quarterback.
Just relax and enjoy the moment. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. I think a lot of us can get caught up in it and stress about it, and we're going on a road game, like I gotta perform and stuff. Like at the end of the day, this is football. You can't make this bigger than what it is. Like we've been playing this game since we were in my case, fourth grade. Like just go out there and play the game, and trust your preparation and enjoy it and have fun. This is going to be a really cool experience. But I also know Cutter doesn't put a lot of pressure on himself. I think he is a kid that just is kind of relaxed and knows what he can do and is very confident. So that just would be my advice to him. Honestly, just enjoy it because it's a really cool opportunity.
Yeah, and I'll leave you on this. I didn't mention earlier. Right now, you're tied for the lead in receptions on the team, and you also lead the team in receiving yards. Is that something as a tight end you even like imagine? Like, is that a goal of yours to lead the team in receptions, or do you feel like you're not going to be getting those kind of opportunities for forever throughout the season, those kind of targets? So you just kind of make your plays when you can make your plays.
Yeah, I think that's the name of it. That's kind of how it is at tight end. Like you just get opportunities, you got to make the most of them. But I don't really think of that. I actually didn't even know that really until you said it. But I think my main goal is just winning, and if the ball is thrown to me and that's what it takes to win, like I gotta go make the play, and that's the result of it. So the ball has found me. Um, recently, so just got to keep making plays and trying to help our team win.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I appreciate you joining me, Josh. Good luck to you guys this week at South Carolina.
Yes, sir. That was a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
Now it's time for pickup lines. It is separation week in college football. I feel like there are a lot of head-to-head games, a lot of good top 25 matchups, and a lot of games where, like Louisville going to Pittsburgh, we'll just really find out about some teams that so far the schedule just hasn't allowed us to really know what we're looking at. But now it's going to be some equal on equal, some one-on-one competition, as they say in football practice. So let's jump into these picks. Went 2-3 last week. Gonna get back on the winning side this week. Let's start with Kentucky at South Carolina. The Cats are a 6.5 point underdog coming off of a bye week. South Carolina's coming off a loss to Missouri. I'm going to take the Gamecocks at home. Mark Stoops in his career at Kentucky is just 9-15-1 against the spread after a bye week. I think that will continue. Take South Carolina lay the points. Moving on to Louisville, 4.5 point favorite, I'm sorry, on the road at Pitt. It's been a house of horrors in Pittsburgh for the Cards when they've gone up there. Their last win at Pitt was in 2012. I still expect them to win the game, but I think the Panthers are going to cover that spread. So give me the points, take the Panthers. Moving on to some national games. Well, one more game of interest in the ACC. Florida State is at Virginia. Florida State's a 7 point favorite on the road. And I am taking the Wahoos to cover that 7 point spread. This is a big look ahead spot for the Seminoles because they're going to be eyeing that game against Miami, which will be a colossal matchup for the ACC race and could possibly have college football playoff implications, at least seeding wise, between those teams for that matchup. So I think the Wahoos have been playing better this year, and I think they sneak and cover this spread. It'll be a lot tighter than the 7 point spread. Moving on to the Big Ten with a big matchup, the Oregon Ducks flying into Happy Valley to take on Penn State. Penn State is a 3.5 point favorite at home. Really don't like the hook. I wish this was if it was three solid because I'm scared of that hook. I think this might end up being a 3 point game. And as much as I want to take the Ducks, and I think on a neutral field, maybe I would, playing in Happy Valley, I'm going to stick with the Nittany Lions. They have a lot to prove in these big matchups. They haven't really been able to beat the Michigans and the Ohio States when it mattered in the Big Ten. And I think this is their first prove it game this season. So I'm going to stick with the Nittany Lions at home. Moving on to Alabama is a 3 point underdog at Georgia, playing between the hedges in Athens. Bama beat Georgia last year in Tuscaloosa, and I'm going to take the Crimson Tide in this one. I'm going to take those 3 points because until proven otherwise, I feel like Bama just has Georgia's number. They've only played in Athens 4 times in the last 30 years, and the record for Bama in those four games is 3-1. So roll tide. That'll do it for pickup lines. That'll do it for another edition of the CL Brown Show. Thank you as always for tuning in. Please click on those follow buttons to subscribe to the show. Please leave a 5-star review, good comment, because we need more love in this world. If not, just sit back, relax, catch my columns at Courier-Journal.com, and a new episode will drop next Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in.